Verse 40, Ulladhu Naarpadhu, 40 verses on reality given to us by Sri Ramana Maharshi. உருவம் அருவம் உரு அருவம் மூன்றாம் உருமுத்தி எனில் உரைப்பன் உருவம் அருவம் உருவருவம் ஆயும் அகந்தை உரு அழிதல் முக்தி. This is the concluding verse and this is the conclusion. If you start thinking about what will be the ultimate state of self-realization like, will it be with form? Will it be without form, or will it be both with form and without form? If you go on thinking, Sri Bhagavan says, I will say, he says, I, here Sri Bhagavan is a realized being, a Jivan Mukta. With all authority, he says, if you think the ultimate state is with form or without form, or with form and without form, I am telling you the truth. The ego which analyzes whether it is with form or without form, or both with form and without form, that ego destroying its form, Uru Alidal, the destruction of that ego is liberation. That's all. This is the conclusion. He has said it in talks also, in several ways to several people. He has given the same truth. There is only one problem. It is you. It is me. What is that you and me? Ego. The psychological sense of I, the bodily sense of I. So the truth, ultimate truth is simple, yet we find it difficult because of the thickness of the veil. The veil is so thick now, it goes on reducing, the thickness goes on reducing. At one point, it disappears and we shine forth as that Brahman, existence, consciousness, bliss, which we always are. Anma or Brahman is not to be attained. Because Sri Bhagavan says, whatever you attain will come and go. Here, the whole game is doing vivekam, discrimination between what is permanent, what is impermanent. That's all. The entire physical universe, including the body and all those far off stars, etc., they belong to an order which is impermanent. It will perish. They come, they exist, they subsist, and then they die. Right. What is the substratum on which this phenomenon of coming into life, subsisting and dying happens? What is the substratum? It is Atma, Brahman. It is everywhere. There is no gap at all. It cannot shake. Only if two things are there and there is a gap, one can shake. If it is gapless, if it pervades everywhere without limit, there is no question of shaking. That is why Anma, Brahman is said to be, he says, Sidaya Nirkum Karpol. Without destruction, it will stand like a stone. It is formless. It is everywhere. In its presence, the whole physical universe happens. That's all. So who are we? We are a tiny dot speck in that vast physical order that is happening because of the presence of Anma. Right. If Anma is everywhere, it must be in you, it must be in me. We need to realize that. Not that we are going to create Atma, we are going to order it about online, we are going to refurbish it. No. Atma, Atmanubhavam, Sakshatkaram is ever present. What is the confusion? The confusion is created by the ego. That is why we covered 42 verses now. In almost 5 songs, Sri Bhagavan points out to the same truth that if you seek the source of your ego, it will topple down. Till then, effort has to be sustained. We can intellectually grasp the truth that I am vast, infinite Brahman, existence, consciousness, bliss, but that is not equal to actual realization. Intellectual understanding, however deep it may be, is not sufficient. We need to create stillness of mind through our various practices and sadhana, upasana. As a result, slowly the mind starts subsiding or dissolving in its source. Till then, efforts have to continue. Sri Bhagavan says very clearly, because some people, may mystify the whole process. There is no room for mystification at all. But Sri Bhagavan clearly says, without effort, if someone seems to have attained, you can infer that he has done his homework in the previous birth. So, it is a cause and effect phenomenon to my understanding. Okay, Atma is causeless. That is another thing. Okay, for a tree, there must be a seed. Then you might ask, if the universe is there, if its seed is Brahman, what is the seed of Brahman? Brahman does not have seed. It is self-existent. It is self-effulgent. It is self-revealing. It is the only revealer which reveals everything. Only problem is it has reduced itself to the size and capability of this upadhi, this body. Like how a prism, when you keep a rose by its side, the prism seems to acquire the quality of the prism. The same way, this buddhi, intellect, seems to have acquired the quality of sat and chit, existence and consciousness. It has borrowed that, the intellect has borrowed the sat and chit, the existence consciousness aspect of Brahman, and this buddhi has mixed it up with I am the body sense, and hence Atma remains although untouched. Buddhi is defining Atma, Brahman, I the Brahman. Buddhi is defining it as this body. It is creating a confusion. So this confusion, although it is created through Chitjada Granthi, not between the sentient and insentient, it will go. You don't have to worry about it, because body, universe, they all belong to an impermanent order. Then can this Chit Jada Granthi be permanent? No. Sri Bhagavan says, upon vicharam, upon self-enquiry, this Chit Jada Granthi will go, this ego will flee, run away like a thief. Till then, patience, persistence. This is what I have understood. So, we have gone in the wrong direction for 1000 miles. Now, go back that 1000 miles, you will be in your source. And what is there to gain more than this self-realization, Atma Jnanam? Is there any other gain? Is there any greater gain that we can have? No. Because whatever we think about life, whatever grand thoughts we have, or whether we like the world or do not like the world, whether we like the universe, whether we are involved in the universe or we are at a distance, all this is because of the presence of the ego. Just imagine, if you just pull out that weed of ego from us, what will be left? There will be nobody to think. There will be nobody to act. The body is Prakriti nature. It will happen according to the software which is called Prarabdha Karma. Till its quota, karma quota is exhausted, it will function in a subdued manner. After that, it will fall to the ground and it will be burned to ashes, or it will be buried and it will become one with the 5 elements. That's all. But what about you, the real you, me? We ever remain untouched. If this is the universe, body, Atma is this. This ever remains untouched. Although it looks like it is mixed with this, upon inquiry we will find that this alone exists and this is just an appearance in this consciousness. Sat Chit we are. This is the conclusion. So up to some limit we can run the mind, we can run the intellect, we can try to grasp the message. After that we need to settle down. We need to calm and still our mind through practice. We need to think about it again and again because we have already accumulated opposite thoughts that I am the body. That I am the body thought has formed a thick veil. Now you go on thinning it out. Through Vicharam, a day will come very soon. Bhagavan wills, he'll always will, he'll say, grace is always there. You don't interfere, he'll say. Grace is always there. So we need to patiently continue with our Vicharam. Bhagavan's method is this. Who am I? Atma Vicharam or self-inquiry is the method taught by Sri Bhagavan. Every time a thought arises, he says, don't entertain the thought. If you want to raise self-realization, don't entertain the thought. Delve deep, dive deep and run your attention like a car. Drive your attention like a car into the highway of the body. Drive your attention like a car into the highway of the body. Between your chest and your abdomen, somewhere there is the cave of the heart. It is said in one of the verses, it is the cave of the heart, and there Atma shines forth limitlessly and permanently. The whole talk of permanence, impermanence is there only till we realize our true nature. Once we are established in our true nature, there is no question of space, there is no question of time. Everything is mental creation. So Atma must be so powerful that through the mind it creates an entire physical order. Yes. What is my relationship with that? Your relationship with Atma Brahman? Tattvamasi. That thou art. We cannot be anything else. Aham Brahmasmi. You also say Aham Brahmasmi. The veil will go. We will shine forth as the permanent Brahman, existence, consciousness, bliss. This is the goal. We don't have to even call it a goal. Just recognize that this is our ultimate nature. In between, if we think we are separate, we need to inquire who is experiencing this separateness. I. What is that I? Who is pushing that I outward? Who is causing the I to rise? What is my relationship with that which makes the ego rise? We will realize nobody is left except that oneness. Epodum ulladhu avekanma vastuve. This is the verdict Shiva Bhagavan gave. What always exists is that one Atma. So, if you want to investigate whether the ultimate state will be with form or without form or both with form and without form, he says, I am telling you the truth. Destruction of that ego which analyzes, destroying the form of that ego which analyzes this is mukti, is liberation. Self-realization brings an end to the cycle of birth and death, and everything looks like a dream. So 40 verses on reality, our study is complete.